for the Rotaract Club now. In the meantime, my name, oh, hello, Nanda. You know, people, I was telling you about this guardian angel of mine who took me through everything. And well, she's online. So I guess I can start talking. May I? Hmm? All right. I think what I will do is just have a swig of, guess what? Multiple choice. Is it water, vodka, whiskey, nimbu pani, lassi?
Can I guess it?
So girls and boys, girls and boys, ladies and gentlemen, this is Neerja Malik. And to give a very short history, I've been through cancer twice, and I'm an inspirational speaker. I hope I speak well enough. I've written a book called I Inspire. And amongst other things, I've been counseling cancer patients for the last 22 years since I was first diagnosed. Very naughty child. Thank God my children were not around when I was naughty, or they turn around and say, Ma, you're telling us not to do this, but do you know what? You did this, that, and the other. A very naughty child. Dad was in the armed forces, he was in the Navy. We never stayed in one place. So what did that make me? A child that moved from city to city, port to port, and had a wonderful time making new friends. And then God said, okay, here's this gregarious creature. Here's someone who is friendly, can talk, let broken bones, of course. And let me put her through a lot of things so that if anyone connects with her, she will be able to give them an example of how she lived it and be able to say, if I can do it, so can you. So broken bones, many miscarriages, a stillborn, premature twins, cancer twice, septicemia 3 times in 2018, and here I am. What is the difference? Now I know that the pandemic nowadays is creating havoc in quite a few lives. I know that the young ones are caught at home. I know that there is a high feeling of frustration. I know that we are feeling dam ghut raha hai hamara. But let me tell you that you're not alone. I do understand that when you were in college, at least you had friends that you could be naughty with. At least you could do masti. At least you attended classes. At least you could go to the tea karai. You could go and eat out. You had the company of your friends. And the family support is always there. But what's happening nowadays? I know about young kids who are stuck at home. I also know about other younger kids or older kids who are working from home. And you know something? They're not working normal hours. They're not working the usual 9 to 5. They are working 15 hours a day. Now, what does all this lead to? This also leads to loneliness, depression. It leads to being a feeling of a void, not being able to share yourself. But I want to tell you one thing, that whatever problems we have, and I've gone through a lot, we first and foremost need to accept them. I have a problem. I cannot pick up the carpet and I cannot jharu it under the carpet. Because what will happen? It'll keep festering. I cannot keep problems within myself. Darlings, sometimes we find it very difficult to share our innermost self. Sometimes we think that if I share my innermost feelings, what will the other person say? What will the other person think? Will the other person think bad of me? Will he think, Are, isse to dur? No. Nowadays, as far as mental health is concerned, as far as our feelings are concerned, the first thing is we need to accept them. Now, when we accept them, what happens? That is the first step that we are taking towards getting better. That is the first step of realizing that I love myself. I love myself enough to ask for help. I love myself enough to be responsible for myself. So please, children, whoever is close to you, anyone, sometimes it's just good to talk. It's just good to ventilate and to verbalize your feelings. And when you are aware of your emotions, when you bring your emotions to the front, when you share them, let me tell you, whatever you share, your sorrows, your troubles, everything gets halved. So remember, there is no harm in confronting the fact that you might need a little help, a little bit of help from your friends, a little bit of professional help, a little bit, counselors, psychologists, they're all there. And why? They're there for our benefit. I am there for so many cancer patients. And I know that just when they feel that they can talk to someone, their load feels lighter. They feel relieved. They have shared. And it's literally like getting a burden off your head. Not passing the buck, but to be able to put it in front of you, to separate yourself from your problem, to be able to look it in the eye and to say, okay, SDPA, study, diagnosis, plan of action. This is my problem. This is the reason. This is the cause. And this is what I can do to make it better. So please, dears, everyone is there to be for us, to help us. And all we have to do is reach out. Just reach out. Now remember, when you are going through something, you're not alone. Your family members and your friends also get affected. You know, we are going through something. We are in ourselves. But our family members also suffer the pangs of what we are going through. And it is always wonderful to be connected. We are connected with our family. It is our solid support. We are connected with our friends. Let's reach out to both. And let's come to a good reason, a good solution of how I can get out of this situation and become better. In our days, we were outdoor children. I was a wild child. I would climb mountains, I would climb trees. We were busy playing gudali danda. And I think we never had watches, we never had cell phones. But when the street lights came on, we had to go home. Nowadays, dears, the cell phones. It's a wonderful tool. Imagine I'm talking to you people from my home, socially distancing myself. I haven't stepped out of my home since the 14th of March because I'm supposed to be above 66, above 65. I turn 66 next month. And I'm supposed to be a high-risk person. So I have to save myself from the corona. But there's so many ways that you can feel better being together with yourself and with your family. What are those ways? What happens when I'm getting stressed? I do feel like pulling the few hair that I have on my head. I feel like that. What do? I quickly pick up a Sudoku. Now, people say count to 1,000. If you're upset, you're angry, count to 1,000. No, I don't need to count that long. I hope I remember to know how to count till then. But I pick up the Sudoku and I start doing it. Do you know what happens after I finish the Sudoku? There is a shift from the upset, the anger, the disappointment. There is a shift because what have I done? I have focused myself away from what was bothering me, and I have focused entirely on something different that has taken my mind away from it. What is the mind? You know what? We have some lovely sayings in the Hindu philosophy. They say that the mind is a monkey. Not only is it a monkey, the mind is a mad monkey. And not only is it a mad monkey, the mad monkey has been bitten by a scorpion. And not an ordinary scorpion, by a mad scorpion. So imagine a mad scorpion biting a mad monkey, and that is the equivalent of our mind. So we do have to control it. Now what happens is, when something happens, when you were younger, I know, if something happened, I used to feel very self-conscious. I used to feel that the whole world is looking at me. I used to feel that I'm the only one carrying the burden of these troubles. But no, there's so many of us. There is consolation in numbers, right? So what are the ways that we can just chillax? Oh, I'm so happy this word came to me. Let's chillax. Listen to lovely music. Meditate. Enjoy whatever you're doing. A hobby. Nowadays, in these times of lockdown, women and kids are cooking, men are cooking, cleaning, of course, but people are painting, people are singing, people are learning a new instrument. There's so many things to keep us alive and alert. And what is life about? Enjoying every second. The trouble with us is that we tend to overthink. We think and think and think and think, and then we are completely burdened by the problems. Sometimes we find it difficult to come out of it. You have heard that saying, haven't you? Every cloud has a silver lining. And so, please remember. You know, I would break my leg and my mother would say, everything happens for the best. And I would say, hey, hello, I've fractured my wrist. How can it be for the best? I've had a surgery. How can it be for the best? I'm telling you, darlings, in retrospect, everything that is meant for us is there for a purpose, to teach us something and to benefit, to become better people, and to be able to do things, cope with things, face things, and overcome them. When I was diagnosed with cancer for the first time in 1998, Friday the 13th, I ran to my father and I said, Papa, I'm going to fight cancer. And do you know what this naval officer, belonging to the armed forces, said to me? He said, Beta, why are you using the word fight? Fight is an aggressive word. मैं तुझे मार दूंगा. I want to kill you. No. How should you look at it? Instead of saying fight, why don't you say face? फेस कैंसर, क्योंकि फेस से क्या होता है, हम होंगे कामयाब. We will overcome. I call myself a survivor, not a survivor, a conqueror. So you face things. It's a more positive way of looking at things rather than fighting it. So my dear children, whatever we are going through, nothing to be ashamed of, especially in these days when one can feel the void, the emptiness of not being able to be in communication with human beings together. So these are a few things that I want you to keep in mind. Do not pretend that all is well. You cannot be positive forever. Everyone goes through ups and downs. If life was a straight line, someone said that we would be dead. But it is the ups and downs, our breathing graph, our heartbeat, everything that shows us that we are alive, well, and kicking. So remember that. Gratitude. The very fact that you are grateful to be alive, you're grateful to be safe, you're grateful to be at home, with family, with friends, or in your own apartment, in your own bed. You're working from home. You have a job. Whatever it is, Bachas, always look at the positive. Yes. You either have the negative or you have the positive. And the choice is yours. The choice is yours as to what and how you want to look at it. You know what my blood group is? A. Be positive. And that's what I tell people. A. Be positive. Because it's easier to face life, to cope with things, to overcome things when you are happy and positive. Whatever we feel, it collects in different parts of our mind, our body. And those negative feelings can make us actually fall sick. Now, supposing there was a war. Little example. I have a body. My body is made of cells. My cells just know how to do one thing, and that is to create. So if I am happy, what does my body do? It creates happy hormones or it creates endorphins. If I'm sad, miserable, whining, complaining, negative, what does it do? It creates toxins. Now, if you have a fight between two enemies, if you have a fight between the positive and the negative, if there are more happy endorphins than the toxins, guess who'll win? The happy endorphins. And the toxins will get destroyed. Whereas if you are sad, miserable, complaining, wishing things could be better, who would win? The toxins. So guess what? It's in our hands as to whether we want to have, can have, will be either happy or sad. And I can just hope and pray that each of you lives a life that teaches you to be happier and face things. Do you know fear? Do you know what fear is? It stands for false emotions appearing real. So when we fear something, it's not real. It is fantasized experiences appearing real. There is a rope lying on the floor. I'm passing by. If I am scared and fearful, I will not see the rope for the rope. I will see the rope as a snake ready to attack me. Whereas if I'm sure, happy, nothing is masking my emotions, I'm not fearful, I will see the rope for the rope, and I may even kick it. So please remember, darlings, that it's up to us to look at life. It is our perception of life, of things happening to us. The same thing that happens to one person could be terrible, but to another could be a lesson, could be something to make that person strong, to move on in life, to take care of oneself. The choice is ours. A lot of things have happened in my life, and I've written about them in a book called I Inspire. My 10 treasures: love, fun and laughter, God, faith, miracles, death, acceptance, attitude of gratitude, abundance, and living in the now. These are the treasures that I have used in my life to come out of anything and everything. Remember, the strength is within you. Each of us has a source of power, strength, and energy. May the force be with you, because it's all within. What is faith? Facing anything in trusting him or her. Whatever you believe in, remember that these are the pillars of strength. Our family, our friends, ourselves, that we can move forward. But whatever you are going through, don't think that you are the only one. Be aware that a lot of people go through these thoughts and come to see these thoughts face to face. Don't put them under the carpet. Accept them and then move on. Make a motion towards a solution rather than a problem. You know what people say? Why me? Why me? But do stop and think that if you say, why me? It is like digging your own grave. And when you are digging, what happens? All the mud comes onto yourself. And when it comes onto yourself and you go deeper, sometimes it can become difficult to come out. So don't let that situation arise. Tackle one day at a time and move on. Don't dig your own grave with the thoughts of why me. Because if you say why me, it's like wallowing or drowning in your own self-pity. Instead, take things in your hand. Okay, this is happening. This is what I feel. I feel sad. I feel depressed. I feel miserable. What can I do about it? Let me share it with someone. My family, my friends, a counselor. That's the way to go about it. Please, don't feel shy about these things. And let me tell you, each of us is loved for whatever we are. We don't have to be different. We don't have to show a facade. Sometimes, because of social media, because of these different apps that make you look different, you may get caught up in all that. Do you know, when I'm counseling patients, what I tell them? The first thing I tell them is, do not get onto the net. Why? I said, do not get onto the net, because if you start looking for, okay, I got cancer, that cancer, that, the world will tell you a million things. And you can turn into a hypochondriac. You can start worrying about things you don't need to worry about. So I say, do not go to the net unless you want to read up on me on Google, or unless you want to go to the innumerable videos on YouTube and hear me out. I don't have a channel. But if you go to Neerja, Malik, people have taken lots of my videos and put them up. Why? I know that I have never said anything negative. There is enough negativity in the world. So why should we go so deeper into negativity by trying? And you ask 40 people a question, you get 40 different answers. So the best is, ask a few people that you can trust. Share your problems with a few people that you can confide in, and know that it will not get out from beyond them. And remember that we are all human. We are all human, and each of us, even the best psychologists, psychiatrists, scientists, teachers, we have all gone through our moments of despair, of gloom, of not knowing what to do next, what step to take next. We are vulnerable human beings. Let's accept it, because that's how things are, especially in these days. Be safe at home. Keep your social distancing. Be healthy. Take care of yourselves. And I really thank the Rotaract of SRM to give me this wonderful opportunity of conveying my thoughts and feelings to you. Remember, this too shall pass, and we will all be out of this a better tomorrow, stronger than before, meeting, hugging. Oh yes, if you're feeling sad and low, just catch hold of your family members and just say, I need a hug. So let me tell you, at this moment, to all those listening in, my Jadu ki Jappi. And if there's no one else, just hold yourself. Let's all of us do it. A tight one to ourselves. Massage. So God bless you, darlings. Take care. Lots of love. Until next time. Adieu. God
Thank you
bless.
so much, ma'am, for your very precious time and spending that with us and getting a smile on all of our faces. Thank you for delivering
You
so
know
much.
something? You know something, sweetheart? When I'm talking to the young, I feel so youthful. And when I turned 60 and someone asked me, how old am I? So they said, oh, you're sweet 16. I said, no, drop the zero. I'm only 6. So that's the way. Age is just a number. And you people have your entire life. I tell you, I wish your entire life you spend joyously, happily, with contentment, peace, and harmony. Thank you, Angel, Nandita, for guiding me to actually get to come on to Instagram. Yeah, there's a lot. I think I should take special classes to do these things. But thanks to you. I've loved it. Thank you
Thank
very
you so
much.
much, ma'am, for everything that you have done. Ma'am, you really don't know
Last,
how inspiring you are.
um, last question, Nandita. Do I, how do I end it? I've forgotten.
There's a button on the right.
Yes, okay. Thank you so much. God bless everyone. Love all of you. Take
Thank you so
care.
much, ma'am.
God bless. And happy Eid, by the way, for all of us, because we are all one. Hum sab ek hain. God bless.